Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. This is the Flag Sweater Podcast. This is a new podcast I'm starting here on the channel that celebrates preppy fashion, its rich history, and the style setters who move it forward. I'm your host, Seamus. Thank you so much for being here. And I figured I would make an introductory episode to sort of introduce myself and give some background as to why I love preppy fashion so much, what's led me to it, and what I hope to achieve here. So yeah, you can give me a follow over on Instagram if you'd be so kind, at Styles by Seamus. That's where the majority of my content creation takes place. Um, and so also I'm wearing the iconic flag sweater. It's from Chaps, which I believe is a subsidiary of Ralph Lauren. And I want to give a big thank you and shout out to my friend Hella. You can give her a follow also on Instagram at My New England. She gifted me this sweater for free. I love you. You're amazing. So give her a follow over on Instagram at My New England and tell her how amazing she is. So yeah, I guess for the purposes of this first introductory episode, I would just give a little bit of background and tell you guys about myself. So, yeah, my name is Seamus. I'm 28 years old, and I discovered preppy fashion in the spring of 2019. And I forget exactly how I came upon it. Might have been a meme, might have been just a random post. I forget. The caption of the post might have had the keyword preppy in there, and then I looked that up out of curiosity. Again, I completely forget the semantics. But once I found preppy fashion, I was immediately captivated by all of the timeless, elegant, elevated pieces, the sweaters, the button-down shirts, the polo shirts, the trousers, the socks, the shoes. For the ladies, all the colorful, bright Lily Pulitzer dresses, just everything. And I knew I had to have that aesthetic for myself, and so over the next several months, I slowly started to ingratiate, preppy pieces into my wardrobe, like a sweater or a nice button-down shirt or argyle socks or whatever the case may be. And I noticed I felt so much more confident, so much more secure and sure of myself, and charged up and ready to go out the front door, whether it was to a bar, a restaurant, a sporting event, whatever the case may be. Which is something that I've struggled with. I'm sure all of us have at some point. Um, Feeling, insecure and not confident in how you look. But of course, the thing I found was taking pride in your appearance is a really great way to remedy that. So that felt amazing. Then of course, a few months later in 2020, we had the pandemic. So commerce was mostly shut down, so there wasn't much to do or many places to go. So I kind of left preppy fashion behind for a little bit, just by virtue of not having much to do, not really having an application for it, a use for it. And then over the next couple of years, again, I would try to pick it back up and pick out pieces that I liked. Again, if it was like a tennis sweater or something like that, I would pick it up. But I wasn't really committing to the aesthetic, I guess you could say. And then fast forward to 2024, I decided to just pick it back up again full force and make a go of like trying to make like an Instagram account that was dedicated specifically to it and post all my favorite pieces and outfits and see how that would go. And it's just been the most lovely and amazing experience. When I started posting on Instagram, I got at Styles by Seamus. That's where my friend Hella and I met almost immediately. I guess the algorithm sent her to me, to my page, and she'll tell you that when she met me, she thought I was going to be a snob, but that she was pleasantly surprised by what a sweetheart I am, which made me feel so good because I try my best. Um, so yeah, that is pretty much the background of how I got into preppy fashion and how I've gone from slowly incorporating it into my wardrobe to now it being pretty much the singular staple and function of my wardrobe. Um, so yeah, preppy fashion is awesome. So you know what? Because this is the Flag Sweater Podcast, and I do have a little cheat sheet here, admittedly, I guess I will give some history about the flag sweater. Most of us already know it, especially if you're here, but I'll do it. I'll just give a little synopsis for posterity's sake. So, of course, the flag sweater takes us back to Ralph Lauren. And Ralph Lauren began his fashion career. This is courtesy of AnnaEmberson.com. I'm going to try to paraphrase without copying, pasting verbatim what was said in the article. So Ralph Lauren began selling neckties in 1967, and then he opened his first store in the 1980s, and then introduced his iconic flag sweater in 1989. And that became such an iconic symbol of preppy fashion, all-American style. And now, of course, fast forward all these years later, it seems like every clothing brand has their own duplicate, their own version of the flag sweater. Even Target, your rank and file big box store has it. Of course, along with that iconic teddy bear sweater that Ralph Lauren also has. I'm trying to get my hands on that myself. Also, that's pretty hard to find, or at least hard to find like at a affordable price. I forget, is the teddy bear wearing the flag sweater, or is it just the teddy bear in the American flag? Shows how much I know. Again, it's hard to find, especially at an affordable price. But yeah, there's so many dupes of that. There's so many dupes of the flag sweater, and it is just such an iconic symbol of preppy fashion and just all American style in general. And I was talking to my friend Katie. Also, give her a follow at the Pink Chickadee on Instagram. I love her. She's like a sister to me, and she and I have also recorded and gone over some podcast stuff on Zoom a couple of times. She will be my first guest on this podcast at some point. Very excited for that. Again, please give her a follow. And when she and I spoke, I was kind of alluding to this a little bit. I think the thing I like the most about preppy fashion is it's so accessible, and it's there for anyone and everyone who wants to try it. And I feel like I don't mean to wax too poetic here, but I feel like it's a metaphor for America. And what I mean by that is, again, I'm going to try not to wax too poetic and philosophical. But what I mean by that is, diversity of thought and background is something to be valued, and you can find that in preppy fashion. It doesn't matter who you are, or where you come from, and it certainly doesn't matter how much money you have. This aesthetic, these pieces are there for you. If you want to elevate your wardrobe, if you want to feel more confident, if you want to experiment with different colors and different styles, it's there for you, no matter who you are. And so, of course, the result of that is that preppy fashion has come to encompass a broad, diverse group of people who love it and wear it and celebrate it. And again, that's, in my opinion, a very beautiful thing, something to be valued and celebrated. And that's probably what I love the most about preppy fashion, aside from the obvious of all the pieces are so amazing and timeless, and they never go out of style. They never go out of style. And not for nothing, the older pieces were made with better, more durable material, so you could have a sweater that's like 30 or 40 years old, and it still looks like it just came out of the store, yesterday. Not that this sweater isn't high quality, because this thing, I love this thing. It's such a godsend. But yeah, that is what I love about preppy fashion. It's amazing. It's so timeless. It feels good to take pride in my appearance. I honestly couldn't imagine any other aesthetic for myself. I'm very thankful. I'm so thankful that I was able to find an aesthetic, find a type of clothing and fashion that worked so well for me, that made me feel more confident, and also, and maybe arguably most importantly, that led me to so many amazing friends that I perhaps wouldn't have met otherwise. And so I'm so thankful and so happy to be a prepster. And so I guess with that being said, I guess I'll throw the same thing to you. Like, how did you find preppy fashion? What were the pieces that drew you to it? What are some of your favorite pieces? Was your experience similar to mine in any way? Yeah, I guess I'll throw that to you guys. Let me know in the comments down below, or the same over on the Instagram page. But yeah. And so I think I'll close it here. But I just want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell to get notified the next time a video drops. And again, my sister, she's like a sister to me at this point, Katie, the Pink Chickadee on Instagram, give her a follow, will be here for the next episode. and I'm very excited, looking forward to that. And so be sure to stay tuned. All right, love you guys. Take care.